Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave and a nice little Saturday morning over here as I'm waking up. No coffee just yet, and I'm a little bit tired myself, but I just uploaded a video and I wanted to apologize that for whatever fucking reason, there was no sound on it. I don't know what's going on with my mic right now, so hopefully this one has some sound. But without further ado, let's get into it right over here and talk about some more some not long-term but low-term price action ideas. Anyways, we got the major area to be aware of. This guy right around here, 6150. As long as you're above there, while this chart does look like shit, don't really want to be getting too damn short like good old Tone Vase over there. And by the same token, got this guy over here if I want to kind of mark off an upper range right around 7350. That's where I start to get a lot more interested in believing that perhaps the bear market might be over. And 6750 right over here is our next big resistance. But of course, you came here for lower term time frame ideas, because it's more fun to trade the 5 minute anyways. And we still got this guy right over here. We still got 6360 as resistance. A little bit of bearish divergence on the top over here if you're using dildo bodies rather than dildo wicks. Yes, we do a little bit confirm right there. Finding a little bit of support along the 21 exponential, this yellow line right here, so we can actually mark this area off as well. Not a strong support, but neither is this a strong resistance in my opinion. In the lower time frames right here, you can see that yes, you know, really the thing to be doing for the past, I mean, honestly, 11 months, but really especially now in an even more exaggerated sense, was to be playing these ranges, so to say. So you know, the breakdown below 6350, we got that. Closed it, you know, I didn't close it like on this wick now over here, but I got, you know, somewhere right around here. So again, we were on the ball on that one. Good. Didn't buy this guy over here, but hey, you know, just playing the ranges, just doing the same thing that that we've been doing for the last couple months is the way to be really trading this right now. Popping back up here to 6360, but again, you know, as long as you're below there, it's hard to get bullish on that. By the same token, you know, we're closer to the overall support of Bitcoin than the overall resistance, which the overall resistance, if you are looking at this as a descending triangle, which is actually being called into question right now, to be quite honest, because this is not necessarily acting like a descending triangle anymore. The volume characteristics are wrong, so I mean, it's also not necessarily a falling wedge, so don't get too fucking excited either. But I would say that it's certainly called into question over here. Daily over here is not just a shooting star dildo, but it's also rejection of the 21 exponential moving average and closing below this red 10 simple moving average as well. So closing below all major moving averages. We have not taken out the low of this guy just yet, and this is all very low volume action to begin with, so not really like too much to be aware of over here. Anyways, but as long as we're below this area, you know, not really interested in any trades alongside. If you are to break out above 6360, then I don't see much stopping you from about 6460, which would be a nice little trade. I believe that we are working on some sort of I don't know, we're working on some sort of a triangle down around here. Yeah, maybe if you really want to get like super specific down into the 1 hour dregs. But yeah, something like this perhaps, you know, so let's just make a measure move off this. And let's point this up and see if this equates with anything else. Not really. Down around here to like, or sorry, it'd be like right around here. So yeah, about 64. So again, not really too much to be aware of over here. But overall, you know, everything's pretty much right where we left it yesterday. Just with a little bit of more bearish divergence on the second drive around 6360-ish area. 4 hour Stokes coming down out of the critical zone. 4 hour RSI also getting into the neutral zone. Let's see if we use this exponential as support or not. If you do start losing that as support, then I would be a little bit skeptical here. It doesn't look like it would take much for another try at 6460, but again, need a nice volume dildo just flying in your face as we do break this area. Anyways, 8 hour over here. 8 hour over here, yeah, still doesn't look strong. Doesn't look particularly strong to me. Just kind of another grind at this area over here, just like it was another grind to the downside right over here. 8 hour Stokes over here, still gaining momentum to the upside, so that would be good. More positive thing, RSI in the neutral zone. And what about our 12 hour? 12 hour is interesting because you got a couple of doji dildos, or sorry, not a couple of dojis, but a couple of long wicks to the upside dildos in a row with small bodies. So I don't know, do you want to call this a couple of like a pair of fucking do you want to call it a pair of fucking shooting star dildos? Yeah, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. But overall, it just looks to me like there is, like, we certainly do have a little bit of resistance here, but again, I don't think that either of these areas are strong. It's just testament to how, you know, to like the lack of interest in Bitcoin is right now. Let's go over the higher time frame. So the 2-day over here, the 2-day, overall, we still close in dildos below this red 10 moving average, below all major moving averages. This is, it's just hard to be bullish when you look at a chart like this because you got the death cross over here. You're below all major moving averages. You're using the 21 as resistance, and you're getting like stifled further and further downwards. Anytime that you make another try to the upside, 3-day over here, 3-day. Did close above the purple 200 exponential, so that is, good, I suppose. It's better than closing below because that'd be the first time that we've actually opened and closed a 3-day dildo below the 200 exponential since, 2014, right over here. Whoops, nope, wrong chart. Oh man, yeah, right over here in 2014, like once that 200 exponential got above price action, that's where things started to really accelerate to the downside. But over here, still kind of fighting it off, but each and every bounce getting weaker and weaker. 10 simple still acting as resistance, it looks like to me, that red line. But let's swap that red 10 simple for a red 200 simple. And that has actually gotten up and above price action. And we've both opened and closed, not just closed, but opened and closed 1, 2, 3, and now 4 3-day dildos below there. Again, the only other time that's even happened just once in Bitcoin's almost 10-year history was right over here in 2014. So again, things to be aware of with this sort of guy. Let's go over the weekly really quick. Weekly, which will be closing tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still got this nasty cross over here. Still nowhere near testing it. Just one failed rejection a couple weeks prior on the Tether business over there. Tether bullshit is what I should really say. 10 cent, putting the 10 simple on over here, still well below it. So again, we just have a very similar price action as what we did right over here in 2014. After you got this cross, same thing with the 2-day dildo death cross. You go sideways for about a couple months and then ultimately fall down to the red dildo death. Anyways, back now over here to the monthly, back on over here to the monthly. We have held above the 21 exponential. So as long as you're above there, again, it is coming in around that 6150 area, and as long as you're above there, I can't get bearish, or sorry, like I don't want to have like a positional directional trade to the bear side. Although it doesn't necessarily look like the strongest thing of all time, harassed by the 10 simple as well. Don't like that. But hey, I could also say that if you do pump back above about 8,000 over here, I would become instantly very bullish. Instantly very bullish. Very, very bullish. Do we have anything to be aware of on our oscillators over here? Not really. RSI is just kind of testing the neutral zone right now. Again, the only time that Bitcoin's ever even got the RSI to even test the bearish zone was right over here in 2015, actually, right over here. So again, things to be aware of. Let's go over and check out GBTC really quick. How did he close the day out? Looking like a good up close. So yeah, could be, again, fighting it off, but it still has a lot of work to do. I really want to see it above $8, but hey, you did just get the death cross as well. Sorry, this is the 2-day. Let's go to the daily. Daily's been death cross for like ages. But hey, if we can start to get above the 21 over here and maybe above $7.32, it'll be a little bit more exciting. But still, better than nothing. Certainly better than nothing. But need to see more. Let's go see spies over here. So spies have done, and I don't want to say this to sound arrogant, but exactly what we've basically said. Again, this is where my actual professional background does indeed come from. Rejection of the 200 exponential right over here, closing the day in between there in the 10 simple. The weekly has closed exactly where we said. Again, I'm saying this so that you can see this and then reproduce it yourself, so that you can do this as a living if you want to too. And closing it right around the 55 exponential, right around here. Nice kind of Darth Maul dildo type saber over here. But is it, to me, it looks like it wants to kind of bounce up another day, but, or sorry, not another day, but another week. Next week will probably be another bounce-ish week, or maybe just, filling out this area over here. But overall, the higher time frames are kind of nasty over here. The monthly makes me think that we do come down further. Significant bearish divergence over here. Not only that, but you have bearish divergence on the stochastics as well, and rejecting the bullish zone on them. So I think in the next couple months, you probably do come lower, but again, next couple months, it's a long fucking time. Let's go check out Dixie really quick. How did he do? Last I looked, he looked like he might have been failing his breakout and might have saved it by the end of the day. This is why you got to wait for daily. Oh, beautiful. Just fucking beautiful. Doing exactly what we said as well, that, hey, it ain't over until you break the 21 exponential right over here, and it's actually had a nice wick off there. So wick off, wyck off. God damn it, Krown. But hey, if you can carry it onwards and upwards, back again, maybe do get another try. You still do have some pretty hefty bearish divergence that you're dealing with, and a lot of sell signals I'm getting over here. So I would be careful with this, but hey, as long as you're above $96 and 6 cents, it's okay. It does look to me like kind of wants to come down, though, to be quite honest. But hey, until you actually formally break that, it's just like Bitcoin breaking 6,100. That's important. We got about 23,000 open longs right now on Finex, so longs have been pretty stagnant. I guess adding about 3,000 in the last couple weeks. Shorts are coming down significantly. Shorts coming all the way down from 32,500 to under 27,000 now. So losing 5,500 shorts in the last few days as well. So is this upwards momentum just being sustained by shorts closing? Well, perhaps it very well could be. So is that really what I want to be putting my life's fucking savings on? Perhaps not. But again, going back on over here to Bitcoin and just kind of wrap it up. And my God, I keep on forgetting to talk about my own shit, but I've just been playing options over here. I don't think that, I don't really care to play spot underline right now. There's like these ranges are too damn small. I'd rather play the options, and you guys have been seeing me build up this position. It slowly just gets more and more and more. And again, if you're interested in that, if you're interested in learning how to do options, play the bingo board over here, if you want to call it that, and maybe actually sleep at night, because that's that was one of the early adopters reviews. He basically said, yeah, I can actually sleep at night now. It's nice. Well, then go check out the link in the description of this video, as that's where you can find out more information on that. And there's also a nice discount for the rest of the month. So definitely check that out if you're interested in learning about that. But again, probably not going to be applicable to most people. But hey, if you do want to learn something about that, that's who I created it for. So again, that's where I'm actually coming from as like a trader, a market maker in equity options. Anyways, back on a Bitcoin over here to kind of wrap it up. Let's talk about CMEs for a second. Right over here, CMEs closing the day at 63.35. Rejection of the 21 exponential right over here, and droop, just that nasty droopy droop below all major moving averages. So again, the next big play to be making would be likely on Sunday. Where do we open in relation to that? Because the counter trade has been really the best trade to be making in the last like 3-4 weeks, as Bitcoin tightens up this range longer and longer. By the way, speaking of tightening up the range, here is the Bitcoin volatility index, which is quite literally at the lowest like it's ever been, pretty much ever. So there you go. Okay, let's wrap it up with some more Bitcoin talk right over here. Okay, putting it back on the 2-hour, and yeah, again, the range high 63.60. You do have a little bit of support around 63.25. I would not be buying there if it came back down there. Again, I'm not saying that it's going to go down there first, but I'm also saying if it did come back down here, I would not be buying it. I would only buy if we broke out above 63.60 on decent volume, and if we broke below 63.25, I'd actually be looking for a play perhaps to like 62.80. So a nice $50 play. That's what it's come down to. But again, don't really want to get too damn bearish until you break 61.50. Don't really want to get too damn bullish until you really start getting, at least making a higher high above this guy right here, 70. What is it, 7,400? Wow, it looks so far away now. Or, maybe get above the 200 exponential, the purple line over here. That would look good. But overall, a lot of things to be aware of over here. Just small ranges or trading options is the name of the game for now. So again, I hope this one finds you well. I'm really fucking hungry. So I'm going to get on out of here, and I'll speak with you guys soon. Take care.